I'm out in an abandoned neighborhood because it's a beautiful overcast day and I needed a place I could see the sky. So I came, and this neighborhood's like, it's been abandoned, like they haven't done any more work to it, so it's just a bunch of roads and woods and cicadas. So I thought I'd come out here in the woods and talk to you for a minute. I actually didn't know about making this video, but I want to tell you guys something. Sonia's video, Sonia Kimball made a video about being on the sidewalk, and it was about witchcraft in the community and about not feeling a part of the community and there being cliques and it feeling a lot like high school and stuff like that. Anyway, please go watch the video. I'll leave it below. Sonia's great. She's a fantastic writer, and she shares a lot of her thoughts and musings on her channel, and please go check her out. I'm gonna leave it below. But that video of hers specifically, the one where she's sitting on the sidewalk, has been living rent-free in my mind. And then I think from the time of filming this, just a few days ago, Courtney over at Aries' Witchcraft made a video about witchcraft. Basically, you know, a lot of the same topics about how, like, you know, witchcraft itself, there's been a lot of gatekeeping and a lot of like, oh, well, if you are into this, then that doesn't really make you a witch and stuff like that. And so I thought, okay, I mean, because these videos are just living on my heart really heavy, I thought I need to get some thoughts out. Now, they're going to be jumbled, okay? These thoughts are going to be jumbled because I don't have like any real good organization with these topics. I commented on her video and I was like, you know, we're not mutant witches just because we do things different on our channel, just because we do things different than the popular witches on YouTube. And, you know, like, if you're not familiar with the OCCULTEA tag, a lot of magical practitioners participated. It was a tag I think it was a couple of years ago, maybe last year, I can't remember. Where a lot of us were participating and talking about the community and discernment, and does having a lot of followers make you somehow some kind of authority over witchcraft and things like that. And those questions are really in depth. I think that my video is like over an hour long, so I'll leave mine below, but please go check out that tag for a little bit more information about how the community feels about the community. And so all these thoughts, like I was thinking about the OCCULTEA tag, I was thinking about community, I was thinking about the cliquey portions of community, and how a lot of the witches that I would think we, as the current generation of content creators, the content creator witches that we were looking up to, but like before we even started our channels, aren't around anymore, or they've gone behind a paywall that may not be accessible to everybody anymore, and things like that. And what the community seems like it's evolving to is this place where it seems to be going to this place where now everything's about hot takes and gatekeeping and what makes you a witch and what specifically what doesn't make you a witch. And it's just kind of infuriating because I work so hard on my channel to talk about me and to talk about my practice in these kinds of chatty ways, right? Like in like these broad ways, but then also like, here's what I do kind of ways, instead of more so about like teaching someone how to do what I do. Or I'm not even gonna, like, I don't even want to go into the teaching mode, because I just feel like mine is so specific, and I love this person's practice, and I love this person's practice, and I love hearing about like their experiences with their practice. But at the end of the day, I know deep down that I just love how they're presenting it. I love how they talk about it. I love how their relationship seems to be evolving or whatever. Like, yeah, sure, sometimes you can get jealous. We're human. Sometimes you can get jealous for someone else's practice. They have this and they have that. They have access to this, and it's all about privilege and accessibility and like I said, jealousy, and because just all like run like emotions like a river, you know, like a raging river. And we just have to kind of know that at the end of the day. We're so overstimulated and over-concentrated on what's right and what's easy, what's accessible, and a lot of witches may not have access to some of this stuff, and I don't know. I guess I just want to know that. There's something to be said about sometimes when I make videos, and Sonia brought this up in her sidewalk video. Oh my God. It was so beautiful and overcast, and now the sun came out and it was like humid, heavy. And Sonia talked about this, about like the numbers you're not thinking about the numbers when you're making a video. When you're passionate about it, you make a video, you think, I need to put this out because this is my channel and I feel some kind of way about this. I need to get it out. And you put it out there, and it still feels kind of, sometimes, okay, not all the time for me, but I know that sometimes I'll get into these lulls with my channel, where I'll upload a few videos and then it doesn't, like I said, the numbers aren't really, they're still kind of down here, right? Because it's not really something, it's like so niche, it's so niche, and so maybe like my title of my video is just like, it just seems so specific that it's just not broad enough for like a general audience, so it's not getting a lot of captivators. So, but then what that makes me feel like, and Sonia kind of, like I said, touched on this too, is that it makes us feel unfulfilled, even though the content we're making can be fulfilling. And it's like, why can we not keep some kind of balance with this? Oh my gosh, this has happened to me so many times. Sometimes I'm like, there's been a lot of good creators, a lot of good, witches that have come on the scene, and like after I have, and they've surpassed me in engagement and numbers and followers, and they've got a lot of good friends now. They've made a lot of friends. Hell, they're getting together with these people outside, in their real life. And I don't know. It's just, sometimes I feel like I get into like, especially if I'm having a bad day or if I've uploaded something and it just seems to fall flat, like I said, with a general audience, I kind of get unfulfilled and a little unvalidating. It's a little invalidating because I'll think to myself, I seem to have plateaued. Because, like I said, a lot of my stuff is so super niche in terms of my witchcraft that I just really want to sit on my couch and chat, or sit in the woods and chat. So sometimes I guess it can be disheartening. There's a lot of, I think, where I want to go with this too is the community itself seems to have a lot of trends that it likes. Like, for instance, the hot takes. Okay, there's a couple of the popular witches out there have made a few videos on hot takes, like your controversial ideas. Now, I get it. Okay, I really do. Misery loves company. Okay, and I'll sit down and I'll like listen to that video of someone talking about someone's controversial idea. And I'm like, first of all, I don't consider any of these fucking ideas controversial. Your feelings are valid, okay? But it's like, why do we even have hot takes? Why do we even have them? Because like, I'll be watching those and I'm like, I don't have any hot takes. I don't have any controversial ideas. I don't have any kinds of like intrinsic feelings surrounding witchcraft. And maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe that makes me that mutant witch, because at the end of the day, I don't have any like super beliefs. Call them super beliefs about what witchcraft is, about what it should be, about what it could be, about what it isn't. I don't have any of those ideas floating about. And to be honest with you, I don't care. I don't care. Like I said, for some reason, the human part of me wants to watch that video and I'll be like, okay, I'll watch it. It's entertaining. But by the end of it, I'm like, oh, why did we go through all this? Why did we go through all this? For this one content creator's perspective? First of all, it's one content creator's perspective. Why? Why did any of these people have these controversial hot takes? Slow your roll. Witchcraft is witchcraft is witchcraft. I think that's my only one. Maybe that's my only one. Is that witchcraft is witchcraft is witchcraft. And It's not like there's some grand checklist, you know? There's not some grand checklist where to pursue witchcraft and some grand checklist as to what a witch is, right? Have to have this, have to be like this, have to do this. You can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm like, there's not that. That doesn't exist. It's like a parenting handbook. That shit don't exist either. You're going to have to learn and grow with your kids, okay? There is no magic fucking handbook. There's not even a good book out there on how to raise kids and how to not make them assholes and how to make them actually good human beings. And those things don't exist, okay? I don't care what you say. So, but it's like the witch too. There's no be all end all witchcraft book that is providing everyone with this grand checklist. So why the hell are there hot takes to begin with? Because it's not like all that does is seem to tell the other witches, even the newbies, which is really bad, okay, that there is a grand checklist and only a few people have access to it. And that's called gatekeeping. Why are we doing this to each other? You know? Now I know that TikTok, the baby witch phase or whatever, the thing on TikTok has provided all of us with this kind of witchcraft ennui in regards to like, oh, they're just doing that for views, or they're just doing that for likes. So what? Let them do what they gotta do, you know? Because if someone was really interested in witchcraft, let me see if I can still do this. I can't, no. If someone was really interested in witchcraft, they would figure it out on their own. Nope, that didn't work. Give me that. Give me that. I love these. I used to play with these plantains when I was a kid. Their leaves are actually really beneficial for you. Apart from, I can't do this. Apart from dandelions. Inclusion with the price of exclusion isn't the game I want to play. It's not. I'm not really into that game. I don't really care about that game. So, I guess it does feel kind of like a game. And that only a few people know the rules. But the hot takes videos are the ones where you really start realizing that. Like, you're like, okay, you're making it sound like there's this grand book of magic that has all these rules. And only these few people have access. What? Like, I know right now that there's this trend of drama going around about the woo-woo, about, like, and I think Courtney in her video mentioned this, about, like, if you're into woo-woo and new agey witchcraft, that doesn't, you know, that doesn't a witch make. What the hell? Again, who cares? Who really cares? I mean, if this person wants to do some woo-woo stuff and law of attraction stuff, and there's so many reels and stuff that I see that this person will say something asinine like, well, just because you meditate doesn't mean that's witchcraft, or just because you are thinking intentionally along the laws of attraction, that's not exactly witchcraft, because witchcraft is a craft, it's a practice. And I hate to tell you, a meditation practice is a fucking practice, and you can place intentions on there and make the entire fucking thing a ritual. So yeah, it can be witchcraft. There's ways you can make witchcraft from anything, I think. I don't know, these trends and fads that seem to sweep through the witchcraft community only ends up making us all seem like mean girls, especially the content creators. And then, like I said, some videos are getting pushed, and some of the more chatty videos that really don't have a niche, that don't have, like, something specific they're talking about, or a 10 ways to blank, or a lists are very popular on YouTube. And if you're making a list of this about witchcraft, or 10 tools you need in your witchcraft, those things are going to get pushed to every freaking body that's on YouTube that's even remotely looked up a witchcraft word. But if you're not into that, and you, like, don't have that content all the time, and you just want to sit down and talk, like, in this kind of, like, witchhood way, Like, let's sit around the bonfire and chat about this. Or we're sitting on my couch drinking tea and we're chatting and we're having this kind of conversation. No, we may not agree on this or may not agree on that, but it's a conversation. So it's like, I don't know. It's like the age of social media has made us forget how to have a conversation. Long, drawn out, by the fireplace kind of thing, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to say that we need to be the Waldens around here, but nobody wants to chat anymore. Nobody wants to chat anymore. But it's almost like that YouTube itself, content creating, I won't say just YouTube. I'm on YouTube, but content creating seems to be like it's become some kind of an award ceremony where we're all getting nominated in the witchcraft genre, right? But only a few people are getting the award every time. You know, it's by popular demand. And I don't believe witchcraft works by popular demand. I don't believe that I believe that magic itself and practicing magic, having a magical practice, it stems from a soul. And the soul part of a being is so unique, so utterly unique, that we would not have a way to quantifiably measure magic or witchcraft, I don't believe. I mean, of course, there's methods and purposes and intentions and the way we deal with desire and willpower. All of that and more about that to come. Okay? Just be on the lookout from Lennon. I mean, modality isn't the same as fundamentality. And we're not sitting in an award ceremony dressed to the fucking nines waiting on this popular person to stand up because they won the award again, you know? It shouldn't be like that. And I'm not saying not to listen to these people. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying, why does there seem to be so, it's like we went from the age of not knowing discernment about witchcraft and like, oh, we know about discernment now. We know that we might not trust these people now. These people might be grifters. These people might just be doing this for clicks and likes. And it's like we've gotten a little bit like paranoid, and we've shifted over into the paranoia side of it to where now the only trend that any witch wants to see on YouTube is about the hot takes. And what witchcraft isn't. We've shifted to that. We need to morph and shape shift again into this, like I said, more into this inclusivity game that's not at the price of exclusivity and gatekeeping. Discernment for discernment's sake is a waste of fucking time. If you're only discerning because so-and-so is discerning, but not from an actual, like, you know, I would say magical intelligence place, it's just like a waste of your time. What are your thoughts? I'll talk to y'all later, okay? Bye.